Hello everyone and welcome to another KWIZ Conforms training video. Today we're going to talk about more complex custom actions which include branching. In previous videos we had simple custom actions that included one or more activities, and all of these activities were executed once the custom action was triggered. So looking at this PO request notification custom action, which was implemented in one of the previous videos, this one has one condition, which says price should be greater than $2,000. And if we had such an item with price over $2,000, then the custom action would trigger. And this would trigger all the included activities. But what if we need something with more than just one case? So if the price exceeds $2,000, do one thing, but if it's less than $2,000, we want to do another thing. This is what we call branching. And to implement branching, where you have several cases that need to be taken care of, you need to use activity groups. An activity group is a group of activities which run under a condition. So you can create in your custom action several activity groups. Each one of them will separately run if its condition is met. Let's go ahead and implement this branched custom action. In this example, we need to implement two activity groups in our custom action. One activity group should cover the case of price exceeds $2,000, and it should run a single activity. And the other activity group should cover the case where price is not greater than $2,000, and this activity group should include two activities. Let's go ahead and implement this custom action. Okay, so this is our purchase requests list, and let's go again to the KWIZ Maps settings page. Now, looking at the activities that we need altogether we need three activities. We need the update PO request status to approved, send PO approved email to the user, and send approval request email to the approver. We already implemented these three activities in previous videos. So if we go now to the activity settings page, we have these three activities. So all left to do is create our custom action. Let's create a new custom action. And this is again looking at our requirement. This is an automatic action which should be triggered when a new PO is created. So we're talking about the item added event, and let's give our custom action a proper name and description. Okay, now let's go to the activities settings page and let's create our activity groups. So up until now, we only created activities. Now we'll create a new activity group. And activity groups run under some conditions. So let's look at our requirements. So if price is greater than $2,000, we just need to send the approval request email. So let's add a condition. If the price is greater than $2,000, and now we can add activities. So we need to send this email to the approver. Let's quickly provide values for this activity variables. So let's start with this one. I'll make myself the approver this time. And let's provide values for all the other variables. I'm just taking values from the item properties. That's it. So if we summarize, I created one activity group which sends an email to the approver, and this activity group is triggered, is executed only if price is greater than $2,000. Okay, let's go ahead and create the second activity group, which should cover the case of price less than $2,000. Let's create our second activity group. And again, looking at the requirements, this time we're looking at this part, we need to add these two activities, and the condition should be price less than $2,000. So the condition in this case is this. And we should have these two activities. First, we want to update the PO status and make it approved. And then we should send an email to the end user telling him that his request was approved. So again, it's the same activity that I used before, but now the recipient is the end user who created the PO. So let's provide values for all these variables. Okay, so we created our second activity group, which runs when price is less than $2,000. And when it runs, it actually calls two activities. The first one updates the PO status and make it approved. And the second one sends your PO approved email to the end user who created this PO request. So we have two activity groups. Finally, we have to configure the condition for this entire custom action. We want this custom action to run every time a new purchase order request is submitted, so we don't have any special conditions for this custom action. So I'll leave this part empty. Let's save our custom action and see how it works. Going back to my purchase request list. So let's create a new purchase request. Let's try the first case. So let's make it less than $2,000. So it should be immediately approved. And let's review again the requirements. So it was less than $2,000. So it should be immediately approved. And the user should get a confirmation email letting him know that his request was approved. So let's see if I got that email. So here's the new email I got, letting me know that my request was immediately approved. Now let's check the other case where the purchase request price is greater than $2,000 and therefore an email should be sent to the approver. Okay, so here's my second one, and the status is new because it's over $2,000. It requires approval from the approver, and in this case I should get an email as the approver So let's see if I got this email as an approver. Here's the second email. Yeah, so this one is submitted for my approval. Okay, so this is the second activity group. So both cases we had were implemented by using two activity groups. Each activity group runs under a different condition. So this is the way to create branched custom actions. You simply add an activity group and set a condition for this activity group, and this way you can have your branching implemented.